Greetings to you this day. This is Michelle Strickland, and I'm coming to you today with my daily theology lesson. It's my daily meditation that I do for myself. I record it and I release it because maybe somebody else out there can get something out of it. It just so happens that I love God and I love theology and want to become a better principled person. Choose God this day. The bad guys, they sin. The good guys, we sin. We all sin. It's whom you serve. You don't have to be perfect. No one is. But that doesn't mean that you don't have to deal with your consequences. None of us get away from that. Good or bad. You don't have to be perfect. No one is, And love yourself, because if you love yourself, if no one else loves you, you'll be okay. And never give up on yourself. Never. If all you have is yourself, you have everything. If you lost everything you have, if you have yourself, you have everything. You can always rebuild. For those of you just tuning in, I focus out of three major religious texts: the Bible, the Quran, and I'm in an introductory Buddhist text called The Shape of Suffering. And it deals with dependent co-arising. Without no this, there's no that. And everything that we say and do has an effect on our senses, okay? I try to rotate the text at least twice a week, sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on how I'm led to meditate each day. I'm back in the rotation for the Quran, and I want everybody to be adults about this, okay? And remember that the Quran came after the Bible, okay? The Torah, the Old Testament, and the New Testament, okay? So I want us to all be adults about whatever I'm reading, because I'm not going to alter any of the text, okay? And all the religions, the different sects of the religion through the years talked about the ones before it. So let's don't get caught up, okay? Let's be adults about it, because I'm not going to censor anything. I'm not going to do that. So I don't know if they'll, shadow ban this one or not. But I'm gonna read it for what it says, okay? Because everybody needs to listen to what's going on and hear different perspectives of what's going on, okay? And I'm not going to try to debate anybody either about it, okay? It's a study for me, so I'm just recording it, okay? And I'm just releasing it, okay? So we're in chapter 5, the food. I think that, let me see. Hang on. No, I'm sorry. We're in chapter 5. Sorry. Yeah. The food, I just wanted to make sure. Section 4, verses 20 through 26. Verses 20 through 26. Section 4, chapter 5. Israelites' violation of the covenant. And when Moses said to his people, "O my people, remember the favor of Allah to you when he raised prophets among you and made you kings and gave you what he gave not to any other." Excuse me. Let me start that again. And when Moses said to his people, "O my people, remember the favor of Allah to you when he raised prophets among you and made you kings and gave you what he gave not to any other of the nations. O my people, enter the holy land which Allah has ordained for you, and turn not your backs, for then you will turn back losers." Let me say that again. O my people, enter the holy land which Allah has ordained for you, and turn not your backs, for then you will turn back losers. Okay, that don't sound bad to me. They said, "O Moses, therein are a powerful people, and we shall not enter it until they go out from it. If they go out from it, then surely we will enter." 2 men of those who feared, on whom Allah had bestowed a favor, said, "Enter upon them by the gate, for when you enter, it will..." Let me start that over. Sorry. 2 men of those who feared, on whom Allah had bestowed a favor, said, "Enter upon them by the gate. For when you enter it, you will surely be victorious. And put your trust in Allah if you are believers." They said, "O Moses, we will never enter it so long as they are in it. Go therefore thou and thy Lord and fight. Surely here we sit." And we're going on, let me just finish this up. But, you know, we've been dealing with this for how many years now? How many thousands of years? You don't think God ain't tired? You don't think he's tired, getting tired? He's tired, old world. He's tired, new world. They said they brought prophets to you, to us all. And we don't listen. Any of us races don't. Any of us cultures haven't been. Everybody got a problem with everybody. He said, my Lord, I have control of none but my own self and my brother, so distinguish between us and the transgression people. That's why I had to get to a point where I separated myself from people who don't have the right intentions and not trying to be better. When you don't try to heal, I understand. I've been through it. But if we allow ourselves to be entangled in constant confusion and in situations where we're going to be just nothing but nonstop confusion, I'm not doing it. I'm going to leave. If I see that's the way it's going, I can bow out. See ya. I can't do it. It's not that serious for me. It's not. My peace is is the most important thing to me. Having it. There's a lot of restless souls out here just seeking and wondering. I've been alone for most of my life. I was. Even as a child growing up, my brothers had a decade ahead of me. You know, or more. From 8 to 15 years ahead of me. And I was home by myself most of the time once I got to a certain age because they were grown. They left. So I learned how to be alone when I was a small child. I didn't have that many friends. I did not hang out with that many people. No, I didn't. And if they were mean, then I didn't want to interact with them too often. Unless you have to interact with people at school and certain, like in the religious places that you go meet, that you go to and stuff. You run into people from small cities and towns, I just always been that kind of person. And I refuse to allow people to get me caught up in some mess. But if you coming at me and you wrong, then I'm going to stand up for that. Especially if I wasn't bothering you. I'm not going to back down from that. But I'm not trying to be in no bunch of confusion with people. That's why I don't, if people's motives isn't right, and and I see a pattern, of problems, I got to go. Because you don't have your life in order. And that's your problem, not mine. I have to deal with my own issues, when I have them. I'm not perfect, like I said. But I'm not going to take on somebody else's dysfunction. We don't have an excuse for not being balanced, really. Because it's a personal choice. Who we decide to interact with. And why we decide to interact with them. You can take it or leave it. He said, it will surely be forbidden to them for 40 years. They will wander about in the land. So grieve not for the transgressing people. I'm going to leave it right there. Because that's, just think about it. We can all learn something. It's time for us to change. You're not going to be perfect, but at least try to do better. You think God's not tired of the debauchery? And we just mocking him every day, mocking him. Then when somebody comes out here and tries to do something, people want to tear him down. Try to take advantage of people. And God's going to deal with that too. He's going to deal with the fraudsters out there. Yeah, you don't think you ain't going to get caught? Oh yeah, you're already caught. They just got to get to you.